Hello, all my students from St. John's. This is Mrs. Carolyn. So I'm here because we're going to try to get you some nice art lessons starting next week, and I would like you to be able to prepare for that. You've gone on the art notes that are on the teacher page at school. You will get a list of some of the things we might use for our initial projects for each class, okay? Please bear with us. This is new to everybody. We're trying to get some things up and running. I'm going to talk to you today a little bit about what you can find around your house. We're trying to use things that you either have around your house or easily available to you. So that's what I'm going to be talking to you about today. And I've laid a lot of things out on this bed. Usually not going to be that messy. Try not to be too scared about the scary guy that my son drew and put on the wall. All right, so first thing, your art supplies. So most of you have your art, I hope you have your art boxes home where you have art supplies and you have your markers, your crayons, you have, pencils, colored pencils, scissors. If you have any kind of a watercolor set, that would be great. Okay, now if you have art paper, if your parents have bought you any kind of sketchbooks or anything, they would be good too. I know you all have printer paper. Printer paper is pretty thin. So if you have any thicker paper around the house, that would be better for a lot of things. So I'm going to give you some ideas on what you can find around the house. Paper is going to be a little bit of a challenge for us. So that's why we're going to give you some ideas here. All right, so kitchen. We have parchment paper. If any of you have bakeries in the house, now parchment paper looks thin, but it is pretty strong, in fact. There's also something called butcher paper. If anybody's going to the supermarket, if you don't have it at your house, it's a roll of white paper and it's fairly thick. So that's nice. All right, so we have foil. We will be using foil. Everybody's got foil at their house, and if you need more, if again anybody's going to the supermarket, keep in mind, mom and dad are not going anywhere to buy any of this stuff for you. We're going to use things that we can find around the house. You can take a little scavenger hunt, or if they're going to the supermarket, might be available in the supermarket. Now, we also have, let's move on to other paper, wrapping paper. Sometimes wrapping paper can be pretty thin and sometimes it can be fairly thick. And on one side, it's usually very pretty, and on the other side, it's white. So we'll look into that. This is brown packaging paper. So if your parents were sending anything out at Christmas or what have you, they might have used this. And this is nice. It's thick and it's not white. So it's a little bit different color. This also, most supermarkets will have it if they have a stationery aisle. So you can pick that up. This at my house is wallpaper. So wallpaper is pretty thick and it also is either light or white on one side. So we can use that. Don't forget your paper plates. The cheaper, the better for using them the way we're going to use them. So once again, if they're going to the supermarket, they can look into that. Magazines and catalogs. Now the paper's thin, but it also has color on it. So sometimes we cut it up for just the color. You can see this is blue, this is yellow, and it has a little flamingo on it. All right, let's move on to more substantial things. Cardboard. Oh, one more thing. Something you don't think about. If your mom or dad or anybody has books they're reading, this you have to ask, right? A lot of books have these things in the back. Now, this has like 4 of them, and they're called end sheets, and they are plain paper. This one's not plain. So this has like 3 or 4 end sheets. So you can ask your mom or dad to get that out of the book for you. It's not going to affect what they're going to read in the book. We have this one, Wolfpacks at War, U-boats in World War II. And you can see this has bigger piece of paper. Sometimes we have those bigger books. They want to be real fancy. They have these end sheets in them. I have a book here that is mine, and the end sheets are tan. So once again, not going to affect me at all when I use that book. Okay, so you can look around for them. All right, let's move on to cardboard, guys. Cardboard, what? One more paper. Oh, paper bags, white or brown, or you could have colored paper bags. Once again, you might have construction paper at your house. That's good to have too, right? Because that has all the colors. This is very good for brown paper. And I found this in our garage, and this is a leaf bag. So that certainly, if we cut it open, it's going to give us a lot of brown paper to use. Now we can move on to cardboard. Cereal boxes. When I say cereal boxes are big. But you also can have other food boxes. Any of that has really nice cardboard that is not that hard to cut. So any of those boxes have that, including some of your gift boxes your parents might have put away somewhere for next year for Christmas. So those, and they can have a tendency to be pretty big, so they're easy to cut. Much more easier than cardboard boxes. Now the older kids, we can use cardboard boxes for a lot of things. But if we're going to cut, and especially cut shapes or anything, we're going to stay away from that. But the older kids certainly can use that. Here's one it's fairly thick cardboard. So that's something to consider. All right, now let's move on. Tape. We have Scotch tape. Everybody has Scotch tape. Masking tape is what we like to use a lot in art class. Now you're going to say, I don't have masking tape. Painter tape, the blue or the green, it's the same thing. So that's good. Packaging tape, which is that really thick kind of Scotch tape. If your parents have that for mailing things, that's also good. And we also have duct tape, which we may use for something. In addition, you can see here we have plastic containers for your water, or when we make paint or anything like that. So start collecting some of these little plastic containers. A lot of this you're going to keep that as a garbage for a while, or the recycling, so that's good. And you'll learn to use things in different ways, so that's also good. So that's the tape and the little cups. All right, some other things to consider. First of all, glue. Elmer's glue. We're going to use this because you can do other things with it than just glue things. When I say Elmer's, that also means just the white liquid glue. All right, you're going to have your glue sticks, I'm sure. So this, if your mom or dad have cornstarch, or this is for baking or for making, gravies or what have you. This is actually good to make a paint out of. So, and don't forget our food coloring. If you have any of those squeezy bottle food colorings that they use around this time of year for your Easter eggs. So we have that. Now, if you don't have cornstarch or somebody's going, you can pick some up, but flour we can use also. This, I believe, has a better consistency. Any kind of yarn or thread. You have to be a little creative. I have rubber bands here, and if some of you will remember, we have used rubber band paintbrushes in the past. But there's other things we can do with rubber bands. Popsicle sticks. If you're eating popsicle sticks, don't throw them out. You can, or sometimes kids have them just for crafts around the house. Sticks, regular sticks. Here's a one of those like just cheap chopsticks that you usually throw in the garbage. And do not forget, you can always go outside for a stick. So that's good to know too. Now, get all this stuff together, guys, or you get it together a little at a time. You're going to have to put it somewhere. Get yourself a big bag. This one is left over from our Aunt Nancy. from Christmas. She likes to give presents in that. Here's an IKEA bag. That's good. You could get a plastic container like this. This is a dish pan. This is just a plastic container you could put things in. We have over here something that's like a garbage can that's big enough. Something where you could put all this stuff out of the way, put it under the table so it's out of everybody's hair. And then when you want to, you can pull it out and get what you want. Container. Milk bottles. If you have any of these milk bottles, hold on to them. You know that we use the 2-liter soda bottles to make something. Here's another one. This is just a 1-liter soda bottle. These are plastic spaghetti jars, spaghetti sauce jars. Also, the glass spaghetti sauce jars are nice, but I really don't want you like hanging on to glass. It might break. Your parents can keep that for you if we decide to use it. I'm sure everybody's eating a lot of spaghetti sauce, so you might have them around. So keep things neat. Help your mom and dad. All right. When you're working, another way to help is you can take a little face cloth, put a little soap on it, put it next to you so you can wash your hands without using the paper towels and the wipes all the time. Put a garbage can next to you so you can clean up after yourself. Now let's see. I have a little list here. And I think we're good for now. So we're going to post this video, and then we're going to try to put some bona fide art plans up. So we'll get you going. So that's it. Up. Very important. Cover. Do you have newspapers or a plastic tablecloth or even a garbage bag that you could slit open to keep your furniture fine and keep things out of the way? So if you have something drying, I have something drying right here. Put it up. We carry it like a pizza, remember? And we put it to dry somewhere out of the way where we're doing our other schoolwork. So, okay. Good luck with your scavenger hunt. I will post our list on the internet, and hopefully next week we can get started. Have a good weekend.